Good afternoon, everybody. Today is March 4th, and I want to show you my plans so far for my garden. Now, you guys, as you've seen last year, and excuse my appearance, I really don't give a shit what I look like today because I am working in the yard. Um, but you guys know that uh, last year when I showed you guys my garden, it was, besides this little part right here, it was all kind of really chaotic and there was not really any order to it. I really like my garden, as they call it, like cottage style, to where it's kind of like all haphazard and everything's kind of growing on each other and it looks really, it's all just one big bunch. That's how it was over here. Well, this year I'm doing something different. I want to go along the lines of something like an enchanted secret garden. So this year, okay, what I've got right here, I am going to do a wall of sunflowers. So far, I've got the Autumn Beauty mixed color, the Moonshine, Velvet Queen, Skyscaper, and Mammoth Russian. So I've planted those. I'm doing my wall over here. So I put these two blocks from over here because my boyfriend's son moved in next door, so I don't really go into their yard anymore. As opposed to when nobody lived there, I went up in underneath that tree all the time and did like a bunch of spells and stuff, but I don't want to freak them out, so I don't go in their yard. So I'm taking the cinder blocks over here, and I've dug some holes in the ground and I put them in there. And then all along here, I've planted the sunflowers. And I've got some daffodils here and over here. And I've got some tulips as well. And I put this little walkway right here because I want to put some, like, two vine plants right here. I'll show you what I did. I'm going to put two vine plants right there and have them grow up on each side of that, and then eventually like have it make like a little archway. And so this is what I've done. These are the vine plants I'm going to put on there, or I'm going to plant out there. These are cardinal climbing vines. They attract hummingbirds and butterflies. So I'm going to take these and plant them beneath each one of those little sticks out there, and make that my walkway. I really am into, like privacy walls, but natural privacy walls. I think it's really cool. And then see right outside of this all right here is going to be, something's going to be done with that because that thing is falling apart. It's ugly. I'm going to use that little blue ladder for the top. I'm going to extend those two. So I'll show you. I'm going to extend the two little things right here. And I'm going to put this, so it's basically going to be this shape, the plywood, over that right there. So it's going to be like a little tiny doorway. I think that would be so freaking cute. And then right outside the little doorway, there will be my herb garden. See, and the cats already have approved of the little stones. Jaxie, don't dig in the garden. So I've got those planted. And then right here in this garden, I'm going to put the nasturtiums again, as well as probably some marigolds back there, because that's what I had last year and they looked really nice. Yeah, I'm going to have, it's all going to be, it's going to look a lot more magical than it did last year. Last year it was really pretty, but this year I want to do some order to it because, I don't know, I like the feeling of being able to go outside in the garden and enjoy, to be able to walk around out there, not necessarily like being confined to a little tiny spot like I was, because I didn't have any freaking order to planting. So this year we're going to do things different, and we're going to plant things differently. I've already got a moonflower started, and I've already got a bunch of climbing vines started, and I've already got, so I'll show you well, I showed you guys before, but I'm going to show you again. So I've got this climber vine started. I've got the moonflower. Let's see, I've got the calendula, the nasturtiums. They're huge. I've got a bunch of, these are the marigolds, a bunch of different herbs. I can't remember. I'll remember once they get out of their seedling stage, once they're, get a little bit bigger. I'll remember what they are because I can basically identify them that way. And I've got all the other plants. These, for some reason, none of these in here are sprouting yet. I'm wondering if it just takes a little longer for them to come up or what, but, and then over here, of course, we've got the chili peppers, or the red peppers. And see, this little one is already getting flower pods. So some of them are like that. Some of them will sprout and get really short and be really short and have like flowers on them already. And the other ones, like this one, they'll get super long, and they'll get really long before they sprout flowers. So I guess it just all depends. And right now, what I'm gonna be drinking is this heart chakra tea from that Tamed Wild box that I got. I'm gonna drink that, and I'm gonna test it out. It actually made, the color of the tea is actually like a magenta color. It's really pretty. I'll show you guys. I don't know if you'll be able to see right here. Let's take it out into the light. See? It's like but see, the only thing that I have a problem with this tea, okay, so I have these things that I bought off Amazon. They're like tea strainer type things. You close them and then you can lock them, and you're supposed to be able to get your tea out of that like that. But I did that, and there was a bunch of little pieces of tea in it, like grains, and I didn't, nobody wants to drink pieces of flour and stuff like that. That's why I guess they put them in tea bags. So I had this throat coat tea that I wasn't really a fan of the flavor. So what I did was I opened the tea bag really carefully, because one side, it's basically like folded over on itself, and one side is opened, so you can carefully pull it apart. And all I did was pour the tea that was in the loose tea that was in that bag. I poured it out, and I put this tea in there. And then I put it in, I'll show you. Then I put it in the little strainer. That way it's like double protected, and I don't have to worry about all those little granules getting into my tea, because that was not cute. But anyway, I just wanted to show you guys everything about my garden and tell you guys the plan. I'm really excited to keep you guys updated on how it's growing and everything that's happening. I'm going to do a compost pile this year, or a compost bucket, because I don't like, there's like so much food waste that I have. And that's what makes your trash stink and makes your trash all heavy and wet and gross. So I'm going to do a composting this year, and I'll show you guys how to do that. I'm going to do a bunch of research on it. I've already done a little bit, but not a lot. So I'm going to do more research on it, and then I'm going to get the supplies, and I'll show you guys how to do that, because it is really good practice to start being self-sufficient and like reducing your waste and all, preach. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, just be more conscious of. So lately I've just been throwing my food waste, anything that is, biodegradable and all that stuff and safe, I throw it outside, just for the animals, or just to decompose into the ground and give it some nutrients. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.